All right, so I've got the members of Mommy and Me on the line, so I'm going to go ahead and give them the chance to introduce themselves.
Hi, my name is Jokavet Alke.
And I am Yesenia Elizabeth.
Excellent. So why don't each of you kind of take a turn expressing, how you first found music and what about it appealed to you that you wanted to participate and get involved with?
Well, I've been hearing music, I'm pretty sure, since I've been in my mom's belly. But as soon as little baby me, like around 5, learned what singing was, I've been singing ever since then. Now I've been singing gospel music in churches with my mom ever since I was like around 10 when we first started singing gospel music in churches, and that's what we started doing, which is a whole other story that we'll probably get into later with like the different interactions that we've had with these churches.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually recently started producing music since summer of 2020. So I was like 13 around that time, and in our home studio, and I'm also self-taught on the piano.
Excellent.
I identify with music at a very early age. I believe I was around 7 or 8 years old when I was actually preparing to enter a singing contest back in my country. And it was during my middle school years that I became involved in the marching band, and I played the clarinet for about 3.5 years.
Excellent. It sounds like you had a good upbringing in music. At what point did you kind of decide that you wanted to, also put that onto your daughter and have her, follow in your footsteps, or did she make the decision on her own?
I'm a believer, and I believe and I know that my daughter was a gift from the Lord when I decided to serve in the ministry of praise and worship. So my daughter was in my belly as I started to serve in this ministry, and she actually heard me singing and praising in the congregations. And when she was born into this ministry as well. And then when she was about 7, 8 years old, she started singing in the praise and worship team with me.
Okay. And how do you feel that being raised in that environment really helped you kind of strive into music and participate and learn music?
Okay. When I first started to serve in the music ministry, it was my passion and it was my heart's desire. It was more like a commitment and a thank you to God to honor Him and to worship Him in this area. It was just a passion that flowed out of me to do this.
Okay, sorry, go ahead.
Okay, thank you. I also feel that that really bled onto me in my life, and I'm very grateful for that, because if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have done most of the things that we did, which is including our 10-song gospel music, our 10 songs. And and I really am thankful for that. And I feel like once we started realizing that we had that similar talent, we started to pursue our similar goals and dreams with our talent together as Mommy and Me.
So that was kind of what I was going to lead into. How did you kind of develop this act and decide that that's how you wanted to continue participating in music?
You want me to answer that?
Yes.
I've always known that Yesenia was also artistically inclined, and she's always from the get-go been involved in all the choirs and the school and the music and in the drama. And she has an innate talent as well, where she doesn't need a lot of education. She just got that natural talent, although the education has served as an experience. And I further went ahead and got her involved in doing a self-taught piano here at the house.
Okay, and so did you guys start developing your own original music, or did you start focusing on gospels that were already written and kind of use that as a template to develop the kind of material that you wanted to work on?
Do you want to answer that or me? Okay. Our passion again stemmed from our love for God, and we did listen to, and do still listen to, an extensive amount of gospel music. There are very recognizable and established Christian artists out there that have served to propel that passion even further. Circumstances in life led me to write my very first song, which is titled "You Are My Portion." That can be found on YouTube, and it's available for free at the moment in 2 languages, English and Spanish. And I wrote "You Are My Portion," dedicated it to the Lord based on my life experience before I came to God and to know what Jesus Christ has done for humanity.
Okay.
I also wanted, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry.
That's
But I
okay.
also
Go ahead.
wanted, thank you. I also wanted to add on to the question as well. We're also working on 3 new songs that are a little bit towards the secular side as well. And because, I know that not everyone has the same beliefs, and I completely understand that. So I wanted to go more for the secular route. But I don't want that to I also do think that they should still continue to be positive, and because I really feel in my heart hurts because there's a lot of people out there who are sad and depressed, and I really want to make sure that my songs reach out to those people, because nowadays I really feel like a lot of songs nowadays going around are they're just, a lot of them don't really mean anything. Like most of them, some do, some still do, but a lot of them don't really have a message to them. And that doesn't really, I don't think that helps anyone, especially people with issues and that are going through things. And I want our songs to counter that and be something that bring hope and peace to the immense of sad and sorrowful people out there, whether these songs be gospel or not.
Sure, definitely, absolutely. Along those lines, when you are kind of developing those songs, is it the 2 of you working together on the instrumentation and the message and the lyrics, or do you work with anybody else to develop your music?
In this particular point in time, I refer to the free domain, public domain of the Word of God, and I take out lyrics and add some lyrics to that. And that is how we created our gospel album, A New Era, which is on mommyandme.org, mommyandmemusic.org. So I took the lyrics from there, and we have a home studio, and Yesenia Elizabeth produced the music in our home studio for this particular gospel album, and as well for the upcoming songs that we have already written and are working on currently. We are working together, just her and I, for the moment.
Wow, that's very cool. It's very industrious of you 2.
Thank you.
So what do you guys hope to accomplish, with the material that you're putting out and the project as a whole? Like, where would you like to see you guys get to in, 5 to 10 years?
That's one of them. Okay.
I'll start.
Yeah. Okay.
I would absolutely love to constantly be doing things. I want our music to really reach a lot of people out there, and I really want our fan count to rise up, and I would just love for us to reach a lot of people and I want us to constantly be traveling. I want us to be doing awesome stuff. I want our music to really reach us to a point where we can actually do these kinds of stuff and constantly be, living the life, of success when it comes to music. And I would just absolutely love that, traveling, staying at hotels, because I absolutely love hotels. And yes, I love them so much. And yeah, I just really want to be able to live that life and have that amazing experience of being musical people, and like being famous. Who doesn't want that? And I would absolutely, of course, love to, of course, on top of that, make some money, so that we can actually not only just to make money, but to also make enough, like more money than we have spent to do what we're doing.
Of course.
And on another note, I believe that as far as performing is concerned, I'd have to say I'm going to follow the leader on this one. Eventually, I believe that Yesenia, being a producer, singer, and pianist as well, will have many, many, many more opportunities. And for recording, as far as that's concerned, well, cutting a record deal would actually, with a recognized and established record company such as Sony, that would just be great. On another note, since we are interested and motivated to produce children's songs, being part of a major children television network show would be nice.
Mm-hmm. Sure, definitely. So you guys are interested in branching out into the secular market and not just sticking with like the gospel market.
Yes, for sure, for sure.
Very cool.
Yes.
So why don't each of you kind of take a turn and, share a story or two about a time that something happened to you surrounding music that, really impacts you, whether it be, an inspirational moment or something that taught you a lesson.
Okay. Do you want to do that first? Or you want me to go?
You should
Okay.
start that one.
Okay. So, the initial launch for myself, for us, for Mommy and Me Music, it began with me writing lyrics. Music has always been an scapegoat for me. Out of life's hard knocks, we all have those. And I'll just give you a slight example. You Are My Portion is a song that came about when I was in a very, very desperate and sad situation. I felt deceived and betrayed by the one person who claimed that he would love me till, death to us part. And that's how that song came about. And even today, as I continue to, go through and battle some emotions and circumstances, our music, our studio is always a present help in time of need, to take us out of the present rut and into a, brighter tomorrow.
Sure.
And then?
Well, okay, so I will talk a little bit more on a positive note as well. I have both of these interactions being chorus teachers. My first chorus teacher, not my first, but my current chorus teacher right now, I really appreciate that teacher because they recognize my appreciation. They recognize my talent and they appreciate it. And they allow me to conduct certain performances, and they've given me a lot of solos. And I also remember that during my sixth grade year, I also had another chorus teacher who had the same amount of respect and appreciation and acknowledgement of my talent and encouraged that. And that really made me feel really good about myself. And because, people like encouragement.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And that really does contribute to a lot that I do.
Okay.
We do wanted to, and I'm going to speak for both of us, but we've had the churches have played a major role in the launching of this career, because that's where I started. It wasn't really where I started. I started, in school, in the marching band. But as far as singing is concerned, I started with the gospel music in the churches. And so being in part of that, I brought Yesenia along with me. We've been hurt in the churches, and we've been faithfully serving in the churches for many years. I would say 10 plus years. And in certain of these churches, we've been shunned and we've been hurt and we've been replaced without an explanation. And that has hurt us. But it not only hurt us, it opened up our eyes that, greed and jealousy and distrust and all this negative actions from people exists within the body of Christ, within the church. And it's a really sad thing, but at the same time, it launched us and it encouraged us not to give up on God because of people, mankind, they will fail us. Sometimes we have high expectations of people that people will never meet. So in one way or another, people will fail us. But God is always there, and He is the source of our passion. He is the source of our strength, and we move forward in that. And we want to not only just reach the Christian per se community, we want to reach everyone.
Okay. So just to clarify that point, you're not saying that your ambitions are vindictive in any way.
Certainly not.
Okay.
That is not God's character.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure you got the chance to express that.
Oh, thank you very much. Because, even though you said that, I have a feeling that some people have thought that. Mm-hmm. And that is wrong. That is not the way. That is not correct.
Right.
I mean, there's nothing to be vindictive about. If anything, it's bringing truth to light.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. So where can people check out your stuff and take a look at what you're doing?
Well, currently, after extensively studying the so many music aggregators that are uploading artists' music to all types of music platforms and reading the small print, I can tell you I've spent a quite extensive amount of time reading through all these terms and conditions, and they are not looking out for the artist's best interest, and they're certainly not looking out for our copyrights.
Right.
So what I went ahead and did after much research, I found Shopify, and on there you can actually create a platform where you can sell your music and keep 100% of all, almost 100 after a couple of fees here and there, but almost all of your income, and most importantly, you get to put your own copyrights in there and avoid infringement. And that can be found at www.mommyandmemusic.org. We are also on YouTube as Mommy and Me Music, and we're on Instagram, Facebook, and Snapchat.
Excellent. And I'll make sure to get links for those so I can put them in the description so, we can drive some traffic to you. Why don't each of you take a moment, kind of just, expressing a message that, you want to put out there that you resonate with and that, you feel is important?
All right. Yes, I will do that. So, as quoted from some hilarious video I saw in elementary school a long while back, it was a video where a guy was standing on a stage in front of so many people, and he said 4 words: never, ever give up. And it was silent, and then the whole crowd clapped. And it was amazing because it was such a simple video and it's such a simple speech that person made, but it was so powerful at the same time, but funny. So, in other words, always persevere. Like, even when you feel alone or that everyone in the entire world is against you, don't let that bring you down. Keep doing what you love and what keeps you alive. Even if you don't know what that is yet, continue to push yourself out of bed every single day, and soon you will know what keeps you alive and what you love to do and your passion and what it is. And soon you'll know that there is a lot in this world that you may not even know about, and a lot of opportunities as well.
Okay. And I have a similar line at the end, but I would really like for people, around the world that are dealing with difficult or unbearing situations and are going through a rough time. I just want them to know that there is hope, and that there really is a God, and that He listens and answers prayers, even though those prayers may seem to go unanswered at times. There is a God, and I just want people to know, and I urge people to never, ever, ever stop believing, as Journey would say.